Today we are going to discuss about veterinary public health administration. So the veterinary public health is a new concept compared to other disciplines of veterinary science. As you know, this concept came to existence or force somewhere in USA between 1940s and 50s. The United States Center for Disease Prevention and Control emphasizingly started thinking on the role of VPH. Okay, that is what is the beginning of the veterinary public health. World Health Organization followed that concept of VPH that was initiated in CDC, and it started the section of VPH in the division of communicable diseases. The World Health Organization has got several divisions. Okay, one of the division is the communicable diseases. In this communicable disease section division, they started one section that is known as veterinary public health, with the thrust areas to manage zoonosis, take care of the food hygiene activities, and to safeguard the environment and follow the environmental hygiene principles. So with these activities, the veterinary public health section was started under communicable diseases division in World Health Organization. In the year 1952, a special committee, okay, established by World Health Organization, that is a WHO Expert Committee on Public Health Administration. Okay, it defined the public health. Okay, regarding this definition, we are already aware the public health is the science and the art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health and efficiency through organized community efforts. Okay, as a community based science, okay, this particular public health, what is public health, was defined by this committee. Through our various studies, various classes, we so far we have understood the basic difference between the individual centric treatment of the animals and the community centric the public health activities. Okay, the major differences between the general medical practice or general veterinary practice and the public health practice, they can be categorized into two. Number one, in case of the public health practice, community is our target. Our concern is towards community, the group of the people, okay, or group of animals, group of birds. That's what is our concern. While with respect to the individual or general medical or veterinary practice, individuals, okay, or individual animal, individual humans, they are the basis for the practice. The second major difference between the public health practice and the general veterinary or medical practice is that what is the approach to solve the problem. In case of public health practice, the approach is preventive. We will take all those precautions that the disease won't occur in the population. That is what is our approach is. But in general veterinary or medical practice, it is curative. An animal is affected, let us treat that animal. Okay, that's what is the curative or preventive. These are the two different approaches that we follow in these two types of practices, that is public health practice or general practice. The veterinary public health, and when you talk about the India, so 1940s and 50s, that is what is the dawn of VPH in America. You see, after almost 2 decades, the VPH activities, they took the momentum in India. Okay, all our activities are after 1960s only. VPH activities, we are a bit late in imbibing the VPH and its requirements and its contributions, to understand its contributions to the public health. So way back in the year 1964, the division of zoonosis was established in NICD. National Institute of Communicable Diseases. Now it is again renamed as NCDC, okay, National Center for Disease Prevention and Control. Okay, that's what is the NICD. In this NICD, way back in the year 1964, they established a division of zoonosis, that is the first organized effort of inculcation of what we inculcation of what has been done in 1940s, 2 decades before in CDC in USA. Okay, in the year 1965, so the you know that was the time when universities started, after Radhakrishnan's commission. There was a consensus in India that the universities, that too the agriculture universities or rural based universities, should be established in India. So that was the move in the country in the post independence era. And you all know that GP Pant University is the first agricultural university in India. So they started. In the year 1965, they realized that until unless we start a master's degree program in VPH, making the country aware of VPH activities is not possible. We have to bring VPH in the academics. We have to teach the students, veterinary students in particular, about the VPH, so that we can take the VPH activities in a larger perspective later, so that we can meet the requirements of the society through the public health contributions of veterinary science. The first master degree program was started in VPH in GP Pant University. Okay, today's GP Pant University, which is located in Uttarakhand. Okay, in the College of Veterinary and Animal Sciences. Okay, 1970, 5 years later, in All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health, Calcutta, now it is Kolkata. So they started the MVPH degree program, 1970. The second organized institute, okay, that is the first one is the State Agricultural University. The second one is the All India Institute, that is affiliated to University of Calcutta. Okay, so they started the second, the master degree program in VPH in All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health, Kolkata. In the year 1971, so they started the master's degree program in VPH in IVRI. So 1976, there was a National Commission on Agriculture, based on the performances of these premier institutes, that is GB Pant University, the All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health, and IVRI. So it recommended that we should establish. Okay, now education has been started in academics has been started. Now we have a manpower, okay, who who have studied VPH in these premier institutes. Now they are available. Let us start the VPH units in each state in the country. For one or the other region, this did not take up. So we, even today, we do not have a organized VPH setup in our country. Then you can go through this document. The veterinary contribution to public health practice. It is nothing but the VPH contributions. So published by the FAO and WHO jointly. If you follow this document and you can read this, functions and liaison relationships of VPH unit. Okay, how a VPH unit must function in a coordinated way, starting from the individual villages to the national level. The entire structure has been given here. Okay, it includes several ministries and a liaison role between the ministries. It includes several departments. It includes the non-governmental organizations. It includes the political, the local self-help to the governance, various aspects and principles and their principal services that they should render, all has been put into this particular framework and how a VPH unit must function. It has been given. You can go through this little later, but you can see that VPH can bridge many activities. Let it be the wildlife conservation, let it be the rural population catering the public health requirements. So various sectors of the society we can bring together ultimately to achieve the better public health or public health promotion through the contributions of the veterinary science. So this is the thing. Unfortunately, in our country, it did not take up the way it took up in other countries and states. Okay, this is one example. Again, from the same document, you can see here the Los Angeles Department of Health Services. There is something known as Director of Health Services. Under him, Deputy Director, Assistant Director. This is the hierarchical structure. Under this Assistant Deputy Director, okay, you can see Veterinary Public Health Division that functions just like the Laboratory and Disease Investigation Division, just like the other divisions. Okay, one of the standalone division that works under this. This is what is hierarchy they have followed here. You can just see the VPH activities at various levels in Germany. Okay, in Germany, there are federal structures, state structures, and local structures. Okay, so all of them they work in a coordinated way, ultimately contributing to the public health through the veterinary, through VPH activity wing, the requirements that need to be undertaken through the veterinary science contributions. This image I have taken from, see, the document that has been referenced here, OECD health statistics. Okay, you can see here the life expectancy at birth between 2 years. One is 1970, second is 2016. If you see here, life expectancy in the 19, that bar represents the horizontal, small bar indicates the 1970 statistics, and this upward triangle indicates the 2016 data. You see here, Japan, somewhere the life expectancy was near 70 in 1970s. Now you see it is approaching upper levels of 80s. Okay, so what does it indicate? So Japan is having one of the best health services. Why they are able to do that? Why the life expectancy? They are conquering the diseases, they are promoting the public health, so they are living a better life compared to the other countries. Okay, why is that so? If you just think on, so let us go through the Japan, jump into the Japan's health system. The major health burdens, that the burden that we get in the Japan, they are from the non-communicable diseases. Okay, as usual, the cancer tops the number one, cardiovascular diseases, the hypertensive diseases, the diabetes, the cerebrovascular diseases, pneumonia. These are all the diseases that are very major one. And if you just take the top five, they contribute to overall 50% mortality. So why people die? People die of these non-communicable diseases. And what the government can do? Government can develop the robust health system to tackle or to manage these public health issues. Okay, treatment of individual case is a different aspect that becomes a general practice. And when we talk about the public health practices, we should have a robust system in place so that we can implement the public health activities. You take the one more example of tuberculosis. Okay, this is a data of 2014. Okay, again you see the disease burden. So the disease burden is high in those countries that are resource deficient, that are developing, that are that are having large number of other problems also in addition to the financial constraints. Okay, these countries that are having more problem. Okay, One is financial problem, and other problem is they added to this a vicious cycle that we call it as poverty, the malnutrition, the communicable and non-communicable diseases. When we talk about, they all go hand in hand. So when we want to address these earlier non-communicable diseases or now the communicable diseases, we should have a robust public health administration so that we can achieve the health for all goal of the United Nations. That's what is required. Okay. As I told you, Japan is having the people of the Japan are having more life expectancy. Let us jump into or study their public health system. Okay, you see this public health system, if you see, there is organizational structure. They have a lot of liaison or partnership role or collaborative way they work. They gather the financial resources, they develop leadership, and they tag the governance to that one. They have a capacity building, knowledge development or human resource development component, and they entrust the job to the workforce. Okay, the peripheral all our activities. So because of all these integrated, each sector of this particular circle, they work like a union, leading to the better public health promotion through the capacity building. Okay, that's what they achieve it. Okay, they plan meticulously. They do have the government, they do have NGOs, they do have health care providing facilities, they have R&D wing. So they have synchronized the activities, and they have developed a framework, institutionalized implementation of the public health activities, leading to the better public health and better delivery of the public health goods and services. Okay, so this particular graph shows, for every 1000 human population, how many nurses are present to take care of the health. Okay, if you see where our India stands there. Last but for 1.4 nurses are available in our country for every 1000 population. And if you see this between 2000 and 2015, is there any remarkable change? No. There is no remarkable change because there are two data that have been provided, the lighter blue and darker blue, 2000 and 2015. If you see a country like Switzerland that was already having a robust system compared to other countries. Okay, somewhere 12, I think 13 or so nurses. Now they have reached 18 nurses per thousand population. Okay, these countries that already had a robust system, they did not stop there. Again, they are going further and enhancing the better availability of the healthcare services. It is one example I have given. Like this, the many examples could be given. Okay, just availability of the nurses for the population, because if at all you want to deal with the health, you need you need money, you need man, and you need machine. These are the three M's that are very much required. Without this you cannot achieve anything, cannot be achieved. Likewise the health systems. Okay, one of the important requirement for healthcare delivery is the nurses. Okay, so those countries that were already aware that I should increase the higher capacity building with respect to the healthcare service providing, they are again more motivated and they are delivering or pumping more. Okay, while these tail end, if you see, they still need to open their minds. They should increase the better infrastructure and all those things. We also stay here only in this tail or staggering end. Okay. Before we further discuss about the VPH administration, as I told you, in India, we do not have something known as VPH administration. Okay, so it is for you, it may be something hypothetical that we are talking a system which do not exist. But until unless you know what is required, how can you implement in days to come? Okay, so you know that India is fifth largest economy in the world. It has a very fast growth. Still, we have a hopes that we will definitely achieve what is being targeted, what is being done by the developed nations. We can also follow the similar things, and we will go for the better health facilities in days to come, including the public health delivery. Before we further go into the further sections of our discussion, we need to understand certain terms. Okay, such term is multidisciplinary. All are single terms. Okay, you should not create a gap between them. Okay, this gap I have created just to make you understand. Okay, multidisciplinary, multi and disciplinary are not different, two different terms. It is one term only, multidisciplinary in public health, whatever may be the dictionary meaning of that one, but in public health they are one term only. We cannot divide them. So for the sake of understanding, I have divided them: multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary, intersectoral, bilateral, multilateral, coordination, collaboration, partnership, integration. These are all the very pertinent terms to the VPH. Without understanding these terms, okay, understanding or any our interventions into public health will be futile. Okay, we have to understand that it is a public health science and art of delivering the services, of delivering the public goods. Okay, and all these terminologies have been well defined. Okay, just to have some explanation about the multidisciplinary. Multi, as the name multi indicates, multi means many disciplines working together. Okay, that's what is transdisciplinary, across, just like you take the cross section. So various disciplines, they are working in integrated way. Interdisciplinary, one discipline is having the cohesive relationship with other discipline. That's what is interdisciplinary. Intersectoral, various sectors of the society, they are working together. Okay, that's what is intersectoral collaboration means. There is a collaboration between this sector and that sector. Bilateral, so bilateral means two or more agencies. Invariably we apply this to the country. Say for example, India is having bilateral talks with Vietnam to solve such and such problem, like that. No, we India is having the bilateral partnership with Russia for defense deals, like that. Bilateral means between two countries. The types of the dealings that are done bilaterally, it can be extrapolated to the individual or agency level also. Multilateral means many countries working together. Say for example, we have ASEAN, we have SAARC, we have BRICS. Okay, G8, all those things are the multilateral collaborations. Coordination, coordination again is a single term. Coordination means in structure and function, the activities are shared. That's what is coordination is. Collaboration, collaboration means what I do I tell to you, what you do you tell to me. That is what is a collaboration. And we together work for some common problem. Okay, just remember collaboration in the sense, say for example, usually in Krishna Janmashtami and all these people, they make pyramid, no, the human pyramid. So they collaborate each other, collaborate in you put your hand here, your leg here, then I'll make a pyramid, something like that. That's what is collaboration is. Partnership means joining hands and working together. Okay, and integration means there are two types of integrations. One is vertical integration and other is the horizontal integration. So this integration means activities of X are having roots in the Y or arms in the Y, and activities of the Y are dependent or having the connections with the X. That's what we call it as integration. This integration can be seen vertically or horizontally. This cartoon explains you in a better way. Okay, there is one article, okay, by Choi et al. This only differentiates the multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary. Okay, the approaches. Okay, you can just see intradisciplinary means within a discipline doing the things. Okay, intra college, we say intra college means within the college itself all the activities. Multidisciplinary, okay, multidisciplinary means you can see each ring or a circle within a big circle is a discipline. Okay, they all are involved in doing some task. That's what is multidisciplinary. Cross disciplinary means at the interface there is the link between the discipline. That's what is cross disciplinary. Interdisciplinary, the activities are so woven that that's what I told you. So there is very what you can say, compared to the cross disciplinary, the activities are more penetrated between the disciplines. Okay, that's what interdisciplinary is. Transdisciplinary is again still more intricate relationships between the disciplines. That's what is transdisciplinary. And when you see through, you feel that as if a single system is working. Okay, so this is what is a cartoon that well explains these terms. Just like this are the sectors, intersectoral. So like that, whatever we terms we use, you can just imagine this cartoon, and you can extrapolate to that one. So there are various definitions of this multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary type of things. Okay, dictionary meanings are different, and people, the way in which they understand is different. So the article, that Choi paper, if you just go through, that these authors have this Choi and Anita. The one more author is A for Anita. So okay, so what they have done, they churned all these definitions, and they find that these are more suiting to the purpose. Multidisciplinary draws, okay, multidisciplinary draws on knowledge from different disciplines, but stays within the boundaries of those fields. This is what is the definition of the multidisciplinary. Interdisciplinary analyzes, synthesizes, and harmonizes links between disciplines into a coordinated and coherent manner as a whole. Okay. The transdisciplinary integrates the natural, social, and health sciences in humanities context, and in so doing transcends each of their traditional boundaries. Okay, these are the definitions that are more generalized one. For details on this one, you can read this paper by Choi and Anita. Okay, now let me introduce a new concept here. Concept in the sense it is system as a whole, but since you are learning, for you it is first time concept. Okay, let us understand what is the health systems research is, HSR. Health systems approach is an integral component of veterinary public health activity delivery. Okay, I think I'm missing many things. Let me again explain. So before we understand what is HSR is, let us read what is it. A generally accepted definition of HSR is that it constitutes the deployment of relevant scientific disciplines, including social studies, to obtain information enabling selection between alternatives in structure, organization, and function of human and animal health systems in order to optimize results at minimal cost. Understood? At a minimal cost, achieving the public health goals, and all that is included in this. No, that's what is a health systems research is. Okay, and when we want that health systems research are the things required are delivered, so we have VPH contributions. And one of the in one of the class I talked about, when we want to deliver the better health systems. Okay, so that's what is the scope of the VPH itself. Okay, under the scope of the VPH, we aim at in VPH to deliver the better health systems research. In other words, let me put in a reverse way. Okay, the health systems research gets benefited by the VPH activities. Okay, you can reverse it also. VPH immensely contributes to this one. I can put in other words also. HSR also helps the VPH. So like this is what is you cannot think of VPH uh, uh, without the HSR. Okay. So health systems research, it is basically we start with a problem. Say for example, there is a rabies problem in a locality. So with that we start. We take all the concerned stakeholders into this one. We plan something and we implement. That's also the problem solving, okay, through the research appraisal, okay, then solving that problem. That's what is, okay. There are various objectives. This is a WHO document that deals with HSR only in detail. So what VPH should do? Okay, what are the objectives of HSR in VPH? So these are the things that have been written. Okay, just without taking much time, just read me. Let me read. Okay, assessing health needs related to animal health and food and other animal products, hygiene by measuring morbidity and mortality rates, levels of microbial and physical contamination and risk due to animal populations, determining the conditions for and the effects of alternative patterns and strategies of animal healthcare contributing to human health in terms of feasibility, quality, and cost, elucidating the needs and availability of health resources, including manpower, establishments, equipment, and supplies, okay, and knowledge, analyzing management problems, including program planning, administration, and regulation so as to achieve greater managerial efficiency. This concerns in particular the identification of resources in different sectors, methods for their mobilization, inhibiting factors and methods to overcome these at the institutional, social, and personal level. Selecting the most suitable methods for encouraging community participation, indicating the need for intersectoral action in analyzing relevant health problems and proposing solutions related to animal health and food and other animal products hygiene, analyzing and developing educational approaches, both professional and public health and public most suitable to the healthcare, monitoring and evaluating the effects of animal health and products hygiene programs by analyzing their structure, process, and outcome. So now probably you understood it. So in case you fail to understand this, you please refer this document. Okay. So, veterinary health systems research and development of a framework, if you see, so we have different levels. We have regional level, we have national level, even to add it to this one is at international level. So we have a certain, say for example, problems. Problem is, say for example, disease intelligence. Problem is existing infrastructural components. Likewise, you can develop a matrix. In this matrix, you can put at a different level what things need to be done. So that's what is the veterinary health systems research is. Identify the problem based on the circumstantial things that are existent on ground reality. Just take this example of Nigeria. Again, it is from the same document. So various sectors that are involved in the rabies control. There is Ministry of Health, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of so many ministries, education, justice. Okay, they all perform their own role, okay, for the rabies control, leading to the problem solving, the rabies elimination. Okay, these can be categorized into a local type of setup, the state level type of setup, and a national level type of setup, and using the concerned agencies and achieving the target. That's what is the what we call it as the health systems research we talk upon. So this is the one more structure. Okay, this was basically one of the proposal given by, you can read this side, uh, the Bogle and Joshi. Okay, so this is how the activities need to be implemented. There are certain inhibitors or inhibiting factors in achieving that. You address them also, the way you have developed a organizational chart for this one. Problems also you can develop a organizational chart how to overcome these problems, and you deliver what is that is required. You streamline the strategies to manage or overcome these problems, and you think of the better healthcare delivery using the inputs from the healthcare research. Okay, this is in nutshell about what has been the framework so far, and somewhere in India we have forgotten that, we have not implemented that, probably we have not understood that. uh, that's the reason there is a topic on this, that veterinary students should be taught the VPH administration, so that in due course of time, we and you together, by convincing the government, we can develop a better veterinary public health system, so that that is going to cater continuously to the public health promotion. Okay, now again let me introduce some more concepts, because until unless this thing is clear to you, implementation or talking about veterinary public health administration is of no use. Okay, let us understand that there is something known as the goods and services. You know it very well. Okay, goods and services, you know it. And you know that there are certain let us understand, say for example, our India has a constitution. Okay, this in this constitution, if you see the beauty of our constitution, it is a state within the state. Each government is independent. Each government is independent. It is having its own structure, but a smaller circle lies in a bigger circle, to a bigger circle, to a bigger circle. Like that, the different layers are there in our constitution. Okay, let it be gram panchayat works independently, but you cannot say that gram panchayat is different from the jilla panchayat. Jilla panchayat works independently as when we talk about a district, but it has to work under the state government. State government is independent in everything, but it has to work under central government. And we in within the constitution we have three different sections. One judiciary or legal system we have the administrative setup, and the service providing type of setup. So these three wings, they work together as an independent entity within them, but in a coordinated manner. Likewise, when we talk about implementation of the public health activities, okay, so let us try to understand the goods means the inputs, okay, that we give. Goods as a public good or a private good. Okay, because there is a very narrow difference between them. That's why you need to understand this in a very clear manner. Then only when I say public health is a public good, then you will understand VPH activities are all, they are all are the public goods, not the private goods. Okay, public goods, everyone gets benefited, and no one is denied access. There is a public bus, public transport. Okay, so everyone gets benefited. Why this bus has been kept? To travel. Okay, who all are allowed? Anybody is allowed. No one is denied access. That's why we say that it is a public transport. Likewise, when we extrapolate these activities to the public health or the healthcare system, we have disease quarantine, disease surveillance, the food inspection. These are all the activities. These activities, they should run like a public bus transport. Okay, then let me differentiate this public good from the private good. What is this private good? Is private good is benefits only to the individuals or groups. Okay, not experienced by wider community. Just to have, there is a factory nearby place, it carries its employees through its buses, and if you go and in between at a bus stand and wait for that bus, the bus is going to, it's not going to stop for you, because it is a private good. The same good, the same bus uses the same road, it travels the same path where the public bus transportation is there, but it is not for all. It is specialized, designated to carry its own employees. If anyone is there in the way who is not an employee of that particular factory or a firm, they are not allowed to enter. Such a good is said to be a private good. Okay, Say for example, clinical services. There is a veterinarian who is practicing. Okay, and when we say veterinarian, we have taught in the veterinary schools, they have to do all the activities related to individual animal health, management of farmer, owner, etc. We have taught. He is delivering, she is delivering, but the type of the good is a private good. We cannot say that this man can any time say that no, I am not going to treat the next animal because I am exhausted. If I treat, I have to be admitted. Just for your understanding sake, I am telling you. Okay, so activities are same, the way bus and road. Okay, activities are same, but the approaches are different. So now, when we talk about these services, okay, these services, you cannot crystal clear, or you can put a line between these two areas. Okay, they are at times they are overlapping type of thing. But what we propose in public health is all activities of VPH, okay, goods and services should not be privatized. Okay, they should run like a public good, just like public transport. Okay, this is what we propose. Okay, however, there are certain veterinary clinical services wherein individual animals are taken care of by the private veterinarians. That is a private good, of course they need to do that, it is encouraged. Okay, but our activities should not become like that. Say for example, uh, clinical services. At times what will happen, no, these private goods also they will help in the regulatory mechanisms. This I am going to explain in detail when I deal with the meat hygiene course. Okay, what is the difference between a certificate issued by a public health veterinarian and a antemortem report sent by a private veterinarian? How to integrate them? Okay, we cannot say that this veterinarian is a superior than that veterinarian. It is not the professional conflict. Okay, it is the public health services that is there. I'll again explain when I deal with meat hygiene and other course about this one. Next important aspect is, whenever we talk about the goods and the services, in addition to the government, other NGOs and all the agencies engaged in the extension research, they should also be included in this. Okay, so one important aspect what I told you, the public health services or VPH services should not be privatized, they should be the public goods. And second thing is that we have to join hands with others to deliver our requirements. These are two important aspects. If you understand this, so rest all will be clear to you. And who said this? Why only government? It is not a point of argument actually. So if you see the World Veterinary Association, it is a non-government organization made up of the experts. So they say that if at all you want to control a transport disease, if at all you want to ensure the public health promotion or the food safety, you have to keep these activities as a public goods, not as a private one. However, the private goods and services, they will definitely help in promoting the public health. That's what is the gist of the recommendation. Okay, so say for example, tuberculosis testing, the brucellosis testing, the meat inspection, the quarantine of the animals, be all should be public goods, should not be prioritized. Okay, for details on these public health activities, the goods and services, so you can please refer the guiding principles for planning, organization and management of VPH programs, a FAO document of 1990. Okay, so now all these discussions, you understood that VPH activities, what we need to do is they are all the collaborative type of thing. And these collaborations, they occur at the national level, the regional or the state level or local level, involving several ministries. Okay, then only we achieve the 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 goal of the public health promotion. Just to take one example, the zoonosis control. Okay, when we talk about the veterinary public health, zoonosis is one area. So this zoonosis management could be done by the intersectoral collaborations, multidisciplinary collaborations, so, and other collaborations that I talked earlier, by involving various sectors. There can be a epidemiologist, there can be physician, there can be veterinary, likewise other veterinary support services also. Okay, we can take the government people, we can take the NGOs and achieve what is required. Okay, so representation from different sectors is very important. If you neglect them, so there will be failure in the implementation of the programs. Okay, you have to make aware to whom you are delivering your services. Before delivering, you make aware what type of the help you are going to provide to that sector. Okay, and all these should have the inputs from the health systems research. You have already done a research, extensive research, and you know that it is a thing that need to be delivered. Say for example, rabies, the anti-rabies vaccination, animal birth control, for example. You make aware the people without making creating awareness and directly go and catch hold of the dogs. There can be welfare people, they can resist you. Okay, or they may not accept the vaccination. So these are the things that are anticipated. So healthcare systems research, it helps in solving these problems. And you develop a liaison. You work with a, say for example, in a village you are going to vaccinate the stray animals, you take the confidence of those people, extension services. Okay, then only you will be successful in implementing or delivering what you dreamt of or planned for. Okay, so at times what happens, we have to take the help from the legislation or the regulation. Okay, you make a rule that, okay, in a city municipal corporation, any dog owned without rabies vaccination, there will be action. The action could be penalty or imprisonment, whatever it is. Okay, that goes by a case. Okay, how much public damage that is going to cause. Okay, if a person working in a lab carries bacillus anthracis and keeps in a home, okay, that is more punishable, that is more punishable than a person refusing to get vaccinated. Okay, so likewise it goes by case to case. You take the help of the legislation or the regulation. Create the task forces. Okay, you can create the task forces by involving the people who have expertise in that area. Okay, you create this group of people, and then with such a collaborations you can implement the VPH activities. Okay, always remember, conducting a pilot experiment is very important. Pilot experiment using a small subset of sample, you test that. If testing is okay, then you go for the full fledged implementation of the whatever the VPH program is. That's what is, when we talk about the administration, this is how we have to administer. Okay, and if you see, as I told you in the beginning, VPH in India is still in infancy. It has not come out of the cocoon. Okay, however, our activities, the type of awareness that we had in India after 1970s is enormous. It's encouraging one. Now the new generation veterinarians are understanding that treatment of individual animals is not the only requirement of a veterinary profession. The veterinarian has to transform himself. As I told you, it is there in the oath also, veterinarian oath also, has to transform into a public health veterinarian. Not only take care of the animal, but how to take care of the biosphere as a whole, ecosystems as a whole. This is what is the one health requirement that we discussed in length in the previous lectures. Okay, let it be the antimicrobial resistance problem, let it be the environmental protection, let it be the handling of the zoonotic infections. So we all require the working hand in hand with other sectors, collaborative way, to achieve the better health for the generations to come. Not only this generation, even generations to come. In doing that, when we talk about the stakeholders are very diverse. It is a rural illiterate farmer to the export organizations. Okay, the group of exporters. So that is what is the gradient the public health veterinarians need to address. Okay, and you have to have very liaison role with the policymakers in doing that, in achieving your requirements. Okay, and you have to use always the one health principles. Okay, one health, regarding this we are discussed in detail, One health principles you have to inculcate, implement, and practice. You should breathe one health only, then only will be possible, you will be able to reach your goals. So some two things I want to highlight here. This is what the OIE recommends. One is OIE day one competency. Okay, second is this PVS tool. Okay, what is this? I'm going to explain this. Okay, day one competency. What is this day one competency? Means you are graduated, you have completed all the requirements of a BVC degree here or DVM elsewhere. Then you should be, you should demonstrate your competencies with respect to what? Knowledge, skill, and attitude, which is required by whom? By you as a veterinary graduate on the day of graduation. So unfortunately, we just go for a graduation day celebration, and but OI is not happy with that. Day one of your graduation, what is your first role as a veterinarian? It should be known to you. This is what this document talks about. Okay, we can have this discussion some other time, but just to complete the today's lecture, you just remember that the veterinarian, as a veterinarian, on the day one of your graduation, you should know what is recommended, what is expected from you as a veterinarian. The second aspect of this, and this is what is the veterinary public health is required very much for this one, is OI tool for the evaluation of performance of veterinary services. One is a veterinarian individual's evaluation, and this is the type of the delivery that we do, that's evaluation. And when we evaluate the public health activities contributed by the veterinary science or veterinary profession, we call them as veterinary public health contributions, it has to undergo certain evaluations so that its performance is evaluated. So this is what the OI recommends to the member states, means countries including India. Okay, as a student, it's good that we, two of my colleagues from public health, Dr. Sandeep Gatak and Balbir Singh Bagicha Gadwasu. Okay, Dr. Gatak is in Northeast now. Okay, they have written a beautiful article. Okay, veterinary public health in India. What is the status now and what needs to be done? You please read this paper. And I have taken some portions from the papers. Okay, VPH in administration in India. If you read this paper, so as I told you, it is by and large it is not well developed like our neighboring countries. Okay. However, during our 5-year plans, some activities were initiated. Some of the important diseases that drawn the public attention, they were taken care of in our 5-year plans. Okay. When we talk about the BPH activities, we can categorize them into educational activities, and we can categorize them as research activities, or we can categorize them as the practice, BPH practice. Okay, when we talk about the VPH practice, as and when a disease outbreak occurs, especially that is having a pandemic potential, immediately certain agencies, they work together and look for elimination of that one. And various professional bodies, they join hands in implementing the VPH activities in our country. This is the in nutshell about the educational activities, the research activities, and the practice activities. This is what has been uh, proposed. Okay, then in undergraduate level we teach the students, and at the postgraduate level we have PG programs and doctorate programs. And two important activities that what I talked about, the one day one competency and the PVS tool, they all need to be implemented in place in letter and spirit. Okay, this is the responsibility of the veterinary schools to do that. And this is one agency in India, that is the organization, the NCDC, that is institute. It is located in New Delhi, that performs some of the activities related to the VPH. Okay, National Center for Disease Control. Okay, so earlier, as I told you, it was known as the NICD, and regarding its evolution, the uh, other things I talked about. IWARE also undertakes the research in VPH. Okay, VPH areas rather we can say. Okay, VPH areas. So let it be the bacterial zoonosis, the viral zoonosis, and other zoonosis or the safety of foods of animal origin. Large number of documents have been prepared by this institute, and it started a VPH MSc degree after Pannagar. Okay, so after Pantnagar, the next institute that started the PG was the second. It is the second institute, 1971, and way back in the year 1954, it had a Brucella lab that was the reference laboratory also. Hofkin Institute, it is now it is a medical college is there in this Hofkin. So way back in 1899 it started, and by Dr. Hofkin, this also does some of the activities related to the zoonotic agents. NIV Pune, earlier it was known as the Virus Research Center. So it is engaged in the arboviruses mostly, and it does the research related to the viral zoonosis. This particular center in Karnataka, if we talk about the Kashmir forest disease and all other viral infections in India, so National Institute of Virology it does the activities. Then this All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health that offers the MVPH degree. So in veterinary science, if you talk about rest all departments are having only MVSC, but in public health is the only department that is having two degrees equivalent. One is MVSC in veterinary public health epidemiology, other is Master of Veterinary Public Health. You as young graduates, once you pass out, you can think of the degree there. And many of our faculty members are having MVPH degree given by the Kolkata Institute. It is affiliated to the University of Calcutta. Then of late, recently, School of Veterinary, this public health and zoonosis was started by Gadwas, Ludhiana, and it's doing well, and it's addressing several microbial and non-microbial problems. Then we have the various departments, Department of Veterinary Public Health and Epidemiology in various colleges across the country. They are also undertaking the research. They are creating the trained manpower to meet the future challenges. Okay, but by and large, collaboration is lacking in India because I told you it is only after 1960s VPH was realized as a requirement in our country. The Indian Council of Medical Research is not having very effective collaboration with the all the concerned agencies, including ICAR. However, there has been a joint working group by ICMR and ICAR at the DG level also they talked about, but it is more or less is of paperwork. Still, efforts are there, initiations have been made, but still it has to cover the entire country. It is a requirement of the country with respect to the delivery of the VPH services, and to framework to develop a functional framework of the VPH administration. Okay, we have several ministries that deal with the zoonosis or other VPH activities, such as, say, for example, National Committee on Zoonosis was established in 1978, and there is a joint monitoring group on avian influenza 2004, National Influenza Pandemic Committee. Like this, several committees are there. This is what these authors they found it. You can read this paper, but by and large, still we are lacking a robust public health system in our country. So these activities, when we talk about the VPH administration, I'm going to deal with that little later. So they can be implemented at the various levels. So there are certain activities that can be administered at the municipal corporation level itself. Let it be the stray animal control, let it be the food safety, let it be the animal birth control, like that, rabies control activities. These are all the activities that can be implemented there. So non-government organizations also play important role. One such organization is Public Health Foundation of India. They made one document, okay, roadmap to combat the zoonotic diseases. It is a document. So, however, these documents and all should translate into reality by the collaborations. So that is what is required. That is what is the country needs at this point of time. Then several international agencies. Here there is a dedicated class on that. So that's why I'll not go into details of this, but just to name the the tripartite partnership what we talk about. Tripartite partnership means the FAO, the WHO, and OIE. They join hands together and they deal with the activities, the public health activities. Also, we call this as tripartite partnership. So the VPH activities in India, especially, we have one regional office, Southeast Asia regional office of World Health Organization. It is located in Delhi. So that deals with that has dealt previously also, and that deals with the some of the activities that we talk about. Then FAO is a member of the tripartite partnership. OI is also there, but that's why I told you I will not go into details of this because there is a separate class on that. Okay, so this is what is in nutshell the blueprint that is required to the country. VPH should be a teamwork, and it should be implemented at different levels. Okay, starting from the rural level to the national level, different levels. The proposed levels could be the municipal level, block level, district level, or state level. At block level, okay, we can have the collaboration with the concerned people, veterinarian, the physician, the teachers, the sanitary engineer, the block developmental officer, panchayat, gram panchayat representative, the local government representatives. Involving these, you can think of the VPH activities there. The second level is the district unit. District public health unit can have all the officers said for the block unit, but district level officers, they all join hands together and deliver the the VPH activities. This is what is the VPH administration that is proposed. However, however, in spite of all these things, in spite of all these things, if we talk about the is there a public health system which is functional and operational in our country? The answer is no. Is there a framework? Yes. Can it be done? Yes. Then only we can go for the better implementation and better contributions of VPH for the public health promotion. So that's what is the topic. So thank you, one and all. Now the topic is open for discussion. Any doubt?